Ladies and gents, welcome back. Did you need a big SUV so you could take the family around? Perhaps you go 4x4ing or camping, so you needed something with a little bit more capability. Perhaps you have a business that required you buy a pickup truck. Well, your gas guzzler kills, so we're going to deflate your tires, says a new pneumatic eco-terrorist group. This is from the CTV Edmonton. Your gas guzzler kills, Edmonton woman finds warning on her SUV along with deflated tires. A vigilante trend of deflating SUV and pickup tires in the name of environmental protection appears to have arrived in Edmonton, with one victim calling it frustrating, to say the least. You walk out your door and you find your tires are flat. Brandy Rintol found two tires on her Honda SUV deflated on Sunday, along with a note, apparently from the tire extinguishers. This is a group online. Similar flyers have been found around vehicles or on vehicles with deflated tires in Victoria and Kitchener. SUVs are unnecessary and pure vanity, the note says. We are taking actions in our own hands because the governments and politicians will not. Well, we've seen politicians around the world actually taking actions that, well, are unnecessary, most would argue. Rintol pumped up her tires and said she's not changing vehicles, but will probably install security cameras on her home in the McQueen neighborhood. The vandals didn't know why people pick the vehicle they drive. It's not necessary that I picked this because it's a gas guzzler or whatever, Rintol told CTV News Edmonton. My sister and I do a lot of stuff together, our two families on the weekends and stuff. So one of the reasons I bought this is because it fits her family and mine. So rather than taking two vehicles to the lake, we take one. Hence, probably being better for the environment. So these guys are not asking people, why did you buy this car? Why? Maybe you just have a reason for it. Tire slashes in Delwood. Dozens of deflations by the tire extinguishers have been reported in both Ontario and BC, but a spokesperson for Edmonton Police Services says he wasn't aware of any rash of similar acts in Alberta's capital. EPS did, however, confirm that tires on 13 vehicles were slashed in the Delwood area of northwest Edmonton Sunday night, with no reports of any notes being left there. I hope I never see you. I hope I never catch you myself, is all I have to say about that. Frank Castiglione said while putting new rubber on his 4x4 pickup. Not cheap, by the way. I work in the automotive trade. Getting tires is an expensive endeavor. They're just going to let the air out with no damage. Go ahead every day. I'll pump it up every morning, but don't puncture the sidewalls. Nobody wants that either. Come on. Who are you kidding? The Delwood slashings were still under investigation Monday, Sergeant Dan Thames said. The Tire Extinguishers website offers a how-to video on tire deflation along with the printable notes in several languages, with files from CTV New Edmonton David Eswak. So here's the image of the flat tire on that SUV and the note. Well, let's have a look at the website here. This is actually the website for the Tire Extinguishers. This is a group that is advocating this. Anonymously, absolutely, of course, because anyone who has conviction like this does it anonymously. We are the Tire Extinguishers, the website reads. We are people from all walks of life with one aim: to make it impossible to own a huge polluting 4x4 in the world's urban areas. We are defending ourselves against climate change, air pollution, and unsafe drivers. These are lunatics. We do this with a simple tactic: deflating the tires of these massive, unnecessary vehicles, causing inconvenience for their owners. Well, some people are taking it a step further and slashing sidewalls. By the way, if you slash the sidewall of a tire It's no longer good. You cannot repair that. It's done. That tire is finished. That is what happens here. Deflating tires repeatedly and encouraging others to do the same will turn the minor inconvenience of a flat tire into a giant obstacle for driving massive killer vehicles around our streets. We're taking this action because governments and politicians have failed to protect us from these huge vehicles. Everyone hates them. Not everyone hates them. Clearly, they're a bestseller. That's why there's so many of them. But they're saying everyone hates them, apart from the people who drive them. Yes, a huge majority of people who own vehicles. We want to live in towns and cities with clean air and safe streets. Politely asking for and protesting for these things has failed. It's time to take action. Join us. How about, just try this. If you want to live in a town like that, build it. Build a town like that. Go out. Don't come to a place where people use the machinery to build a town, put roads on it, and drive vehicles. Go build a town. Go to town, as they say. Goodness, we have no leader. Anyone can take part wherever you are using the simple instructions on the website. Now, they do have instructions on how to deflate an SUV tire because people with this kind of mindset don't know how to do a simple thing like use a valve stem on a pneumatic tire of any sort. This is the kind of person we're actually talking about and dealing with here. Our aim is to make it possible or impossible to own a huge polluting 4x4 in the world's urban areas. To do that, we need people everywhere deflating 4x4 tires week in, week out. It's quick, easy, and anyone can take part. Simply print out our leaflet and read on. So they go on to give these instructions on how to do this. They say, when you're done, anonymously let the local press know that what you've done, where you've done it, and why. You can use a free secure email service like Proton Mail or Tutanota. I've never heard of that one. But, of course, yes, under obviously anonymity, they want to do this. No, I say, if you're proud of what you're doing, show your face. Get your face out there. Let people know who you are. Absolutely. So on the website here, there's a video demonstration right there. And this one kills me. Work under the cover of darkness. You know you're on the right team when the people advocating for the team tell you to work under the cover of darkness. That just says it just says virtue and morality. It's got all that written all over it. So I help you identify what an SUV is, because obviously these types of people, because they struggle so much with actually deflating a tire, they also struggle with identifying what vehicles are what. And, well, they give plenty of examples on the website of what SUVs look like. Now, I mean, goodness, of course, there's going to be misidentifications. They also have a video up on YouTube. I don't know how this hasn't been flagged into obscurity for advocating vandalism, but this is a video that's up on the website on YouTube. Now, here's a copy of the flyer that they have. Attention, your gas guzzler kills, reads the flyer. We have deflated one or more of your tires. You'll be angry, but don't take it personally. It's not you, it's your car. Okay, I'm not angry anymore because you vandalized my car, not me. You didn't vandalize me. It's not an extension of me by virtue of it being my property. We did this because driving around urban areas in your massive vehicle has huge consequences for others, namely people getting butthurt over invisible catastrophes and threats of doom. Car companies try to convince us that we need massive cars, but SUV no. I mean, it's a main seller. I mean, if you don't want to, some people don't want SUVs, so they buy small cars. People buy electric cars. So it goes on. It says a whole bunch of platitudes, and then goes on to say, "That's why we've taken this action. You will have no difficulty getting around without your gas guzzler. with walking, cycling, or public transit? Thanks. Driving a hybrid or electric? These are still polluting, dangerous, and cause congestion. See more on our website. So even if you're driving an electric car, an electric SUV, they're still going to flatten your tires, they're saying. These people are idiotic. Now, what would I suggest, perhaps, for this type of scenario? I'd say maybe invest in a trail cam. So these are cameras that hunters often use, and they're coming down in price. There's so many to choose from, great options. They're coming down in price. It's a small price to pay to have a trail, basically catch these people in the act. Now these cameras, they can take stills or they can take video. They have motion detectors. They have ultraviolet. Oh, not a UV, sorry, IR, infrared flashes on them, so the human eye can't detect that, but it picks it up on their infrared cameras. So you can get an ID on these individuals for what they're doing. You can buy them in pairs. You can even buy them with cellular capabilities. Cellular capabilities, so that when they if somebody tries to steal the cam, it'll have already uploaded to the web. You'll have the footage of them even stealing the camera. But they're specifically made to mount up in trees, high places. They're camouflaged, so they're not easily detectable. So this is my recommendation. But what do you guys think? What should people do about this rash of tire deflations because of environmental alarmism? What should people do? I'll leave that to you guys in the comments down below. Keep it civil, would you please? And fill those comments with what you would do if you would find out that you had your tires slashed by an individual, or even just aired down via their technique that they have on their website. I'll leave the links in the description down below. You can go check it out for yourself. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next one. Keep on trucking.